Hello YouTube, welcome back to Tommy's Gaming Channel. I'm your host Tommy Cunningham. In today's video, what we are going to be talking a little bit about in today's YouTube, I'm pretty excited about this one. Alright, so in the last YouTube, we talked about Indianapolis airspace. Now we are going to take this a little bit over to like Texas and show you guys a little bit of stuff that looks interesting in that area. So you guys see this right here, okay? So if I zoom in right here, okay? So this is Thunkersville, and this right here is that famous casino that they got there inside Texas. So right here it is. So they got that like right there. But if you guys get this, also another thing that I really do like about Google Earth is, so let's just say, for instance, I'm going to a big town like Memphis, okay? So if I zoom in here and we say that we're going toward the downtown, so like if I do like this, you guys can see that we pretty much see like all the buildings. We see some of the buildings could do a little bit more work. Now here's FedEx Field. That field was a very famous field back then in a couple times ago. And this right here is the entire St. Jude Children's Research Hospital facility. So if I type in up here, okay, put St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. All right. So right here it is. Okay. So this is just it. So where they gotta go inside. See, I zoom in down here, and you guys see this, okay? So this is the entire St. Jude Pavilion right here, okay? So all this right here is part of St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, okay? So they got like almost all these buildings. I imagine they got a Ronald McDonald House, and where I imagine it's at. See, this is their football field right here. And then this is just a children's museum. What does not make sense in this typical area is if you guys got athletic fields, you guys got a children's museum. Well, just saying that children's museum doesn't look that big. Well, I'm sorry to say this, but Memphis, if you guys want to make kids happy, why don't you guys build them like a big children's complex or something like that? See, that's the thing that I don't get in some areas. So if we go down here to another town, which is kind of interesting for me. So here's Tunica, okay? So this entire place is part of Tunica. So this is their runway. This is their airport. Now, if you guys like look up their runway like online, well, I'm sorry to say this, but sometimes that information is not very well true. So if I go over here to the Evansville Airport, which is right here, and this is what their terminals look like. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm like, hey, that's all the terminals they got. Like, why is that the biggest airport in the entire world from like Indianapolis International? So this one is the Louisville Airport, which makes this airport interesting. Is this is what their terminal. So this is where you guys arrive. Then security is right here. Didn't you guys take that terminal either down to this gate or this gate? And the pilot will have a choice from ATC on either doing this runway, this runway, this runway. Now they also got this place right here called Churchill Downs. In Millionaire's Row, and this is interesting for anybody, if you guys have the money for it, this right here, this is Millionaire's Row right up here. And that's where most of the important people go. So, actually, no, that's just bleachers. This is Millionaire's Row right here because look at all these seats. And then if I turn this around this way, so like all you guys got to do, so you guys see like all these cars parked here, they also got a museum that's literally like so close to the field, which is like really, really kind of neat. It's this. So if I type in up here, okay, so if I type in on here, so if I back out of that, so Kentucky Derby Museum. So right here it is, okay? So right here is the Kentucky Derby Museum. So the location of it will show right over here. They also got this really good website. Like, I gotta tell you guys something. This website is literally a really good one. So let's just say, for instance, I'm planning a visit and I'm wanting to go to their general information. So right here they got, this is their Derby Cafe, which is where their food is. Now this right here are their prices. So this goes all the way down to military people. They got purchase admission. They also got traffic and transportation. So you guys could either do like this traffic alert, which goes to Louisville, Kentucky page, or if I go back, we can go to their transit, which is this, but look at all these transit routes they got. Okay, so they got Broadway, which that one, which they got UPS to UFL shuttle. So like that's what that looks like. So we got Mojave Ali Boulevard. We got USPS World. So you see that goes all the way down there. But look at all these stops you guys have to do. Which this also, if there is a transit center inside all this, which makes this really kind of interesting. So if I go here to stops, okay, and I click on clear, and the stops I'm wondering about. So if I go right trip planner, here's the public service address. So they got a detour riding in place at Route 15 and 31 on 927. Okay. So another thing also to be advised is if I go back here to like this one and I zoom in like at Louisville on this one, so you guys see like everything they got. They got this zoo over here, which is a wonderful zoo. I've been there once to see Zubu, which was such a great, cute thing. Then I go over here to, give me a minute. I got to figure out where it's at. So right over here, this is where the Louisville Zoo is, right here. No, that's a cemetery. I got to figure out the location. So right here, this area right here, but if you guys are thinking about maybe taking people with disabilities, I would be careful inside some of these areas because, like for instance, I, like anytime I ride, turned into one of these neighborhoods right here. Now we ate at right over here. Okay, so like Kingfish was like right here. Okay, so we ate there in that restaurant. I gotta tell you guys something. It is really good, but looking down here at the waterfront park, you guys got like Joe's Crab Shack, which is just right here. Then you guys got the Belle Louisville, which is such a great thing. But if you guys got like, let's just say a concert going on, you guys can go over here to like the KFC Yum Center, which is honestly like one of the really biggest areas, which I think is really kind of interesting. So if I zoom out on here and I take you guys to Madison, Madison has this called Town Milton. And this is the entire town. So they got these buildings, they got a Dairy Queen. Now I took this road right here. This road right here. All right, so I took that road along this way right here, and then I got to a really interesting factory. Okay, so if I keep on going down this road, and I get you guys to the town right here, this NAS facility, okay? So I seen a lot of stuff going on there. I seen people working. I seen different stuff. And there is also a bridge here, which is honestly really kind of interesting. Like I am like telling you, like all the destinations I've been to in my life, like all these destinations are like really kind of cool. They got so many different places, which is really kind of interesting. They also got over here in this area, I gotta think, right down here in Cincinnati. So they got this Hard Rock Casino Cincinnati. Now, I went there when I was little, but I had to stay in a car which was in this area. But luckily, we walked around for a little bit. But down here, this is the Cincinnati Reds, where I went to for the Reds game. I got to see like that field up close. Like, I kid you guys not. That place can get really kind of interesting if you guys are into stuff like that. Well, another thing along this road, which I thought which was really kind of interesting too. So right here, this is the American Queen paddle wheel. Right here, okay? So this is where the American Queen riverboats cruise. But this one, the B&B riverboats, I gotta tell you guys something. That riverboat right there was such an interesting thing. So with that being said, another airport where I never been to is this airport, the Cincinnati Northern Kentucky. So I can't say anything about that because the two closest airports to me are either Louisville or Indianapolis, okay? But we got always down here in Evansville if you guys would like to drive down there. But I also heard some about Owensboro, about the Owensboro Daviess County Airport, which is really kind of interesting. So they have their own terminal. So you guys see that plane right there? That plane's called Contour Airways. So if I pull this up and we go to passengers to the flight schedule, we got Owensboro to ORD at 7:15, 5 o'clock. They got Contour. And a lot of people think Contour is like an Asian airline. It does like small airports. Well, that's where it goes, small airport. So if I type in right here, so OWB to MCO. And I do that from like the busiest time of year, so March 22nd through the 28th. And let's just say, for instance, I take 1, 2, 3, and then I search. And then they got contour.crane.aero, okay? So with this being said, I could just knock onto flight, which then being said that, I could just look around at flights, and flights can get really kind of interesting in that area, just saying. So if you guys see on here, they got LFW issued by American Airlines. So if I go here to the flight information, we got LF 3093 to American Airlines 2826. Well, look at the different places they got. A CRJ 200 to 737. Now I'm not trying to say anything bad about this, but you guys got to get some non-stops, okay? So if the only airline you guys go out of is that place, but this place is not as big for an airport, so you guys got like pilot information, so you guys got FBO, aircraft maintenance, and then you guys got like flight training, you guys got business development, so you guys kind of have your own challenges. So security and screening, you guys got all passengers on TSA must grab their real ID, Carry-on is each traveler is allowed one carry-on and one belt, one personal item, purse or briefcase to speed up the security process. Jewelry, belts, shoes, coins, and coats are provided in bins. Electronics such as laptops must be removed from their case for separate screening. So with that being said, you guys got some really big problems, just saying. So fly IFP dot com. So this one is like from the International Fun Place, which you guys guessed it is Laughlin Bullhead International Airport. So if I click on passenger information, so they got ground transportation, area amenity, airport amenities, they got identification, they got noise, they got FAA and TSA stuff. So they also got how many flights. They do 240 per month. You guys can either contact those airline that information, or you guys can go to with General Aviation. They got a general aviation frequency, which is really kind of interesting. So they got a Unicron frequency. All right, with their Unicron frequency. So you guys see on here, I'm going to zoom this in for a minute. So you guys see those frequencies, okay? So you guys got tower, you guys got the tower hours, you guys got ground, ATIS AWS frequency, then they got LA Center approach and departure control, LA Center clearance delivery. But what does not make sense on that, you guys can pick up Las Vegas approach and departure from the exact same area, or Grand Canyon. That right there does not make any sense. So with that being said, these airports need to update their radios. These airports need to do more stuff like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have, please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And if you guys are new to my channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you guys do not like this kind of content, I'm sorry for you guys, but there you go. All right, guys, thank you very much. Have a great day.